There was a comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. Man, what's good, man? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. I got my guy, Herschel, on here tonight. What's going on with you, Herschel? You good, man?
How you doing, man? You all right?
Doing well, man. Glad you could hop on, man. Yeah, shout out to everybody joining us tonight. Listen, I know this is Kandid Konvos. We come on Wednesday night, but we here on a Thursday, man. We here on a Thursday. You know what I'm saying, to have a conversation, man. I said I wanted to get some men together to have a conversation, man, just based on some stuff that's going on out here, some stuff that I've seen. So I'm gonna do this for any fellas out there. Here's the link. Yeah, and I'm talking grown man fellas, not that nonsense. This ain't no nonsense night. Yeah, so if any of the fellas watching right now, I don't know if any of my, any of the Kandid Konvo, crew is in the building, but I don't know, Beatbox, JR, any of y'all out there, Joe, here's the link, man. Listen, I want to have a conversation tonight, man, just to touch a couple things that I've been seeing, and to get a better understanding, so we can move a little better. So yeah, here's the link right here to join us if you feel so inclined. See what we got checking in tonight. Let's see. Shout out to the real one. He said, evening night, fellas. What's going on, the real one? Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. Showing some love. Appreciate you. Shout out to Kenyatta in the building. She said, happy Thursday. What's going on, Kenyatta? Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. Man, shout out to my guy Hink, the basement. Man, good brother right here, man. Definitely check him out. Let's see. He got content all over the YouTube. Been doing this thing for a while, man. It's one of the fellas I like to follow, hear what he's talking about out here. So shout out to Hink in the building. You know what I'm saying, for checking in with us tonight. But yeah, let's see, here's the link to join us on the panel, man. So listen, I want to have a conversation. Trying to see if Vince can hop on here. Yeah, let me see. Shout out to my guy Donovan hopping on as well. He said, good evening. What's going on, Donovan? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. All right, y'all see if Vince make it up. But first, man, so I want to get on here to have this conversation, man. So you was on the show last night, man. So you saw what went down. You saw how things played out. And you've also been around, for past episodes, when we got a chance to witness some nonsense, come up on the panel, bring that old, this disruptive energy. Let's everybody do me a favor. Everybody watching right now. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Like I said, likes are free. Hit that like button for us. Help support what we're trying to do. But yeah, like I was saying, Hirsch, you've seen some of the things, that we've gotten a chance to witness, on the show, just trying to have conversations about how to move us forward. But I'm gonna be real with you. Hold on, man. Hold on one second. Cat's playing with me tonight. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Yeah, I've been thinking about the situation from last night, and it triggered some additional thoughts, right? And it just really got me thinking. I said, anybody who needs this link, let me know. I said, of course, we're going to decide who comes up. Because I said, it's a grown man conversation. We're not playing no games tonight. But yeah, let me know if you need that link, and we'll move from there. But it should also be in the chat feeds as well. So you guys can, see it that way. But yeah, tonight we talking, man, what's wrong with black men? Yeah, just on some grown man stuff. What's wrong with brothers today? What is going on with brothers? And yeah, like I said, I was thinking about this thing. I've been thinking about this thing all day, Hirsch. I ain't gonna need to lie to you, bro. And just running scenarios through my mind, and I'm trying to figure out where did it go wrong for us, man? Like, does it stem from the single household? Does it stem from missing fathers? Does it stem from being raised just by your mom and not having the father? Yeah, I'm trying to get my hands around it, man, because as we had these conversations, what I'm saying, we get on every Wednesday night, man. As we have these conversations, and I hear both sides. I hear what the women are saying. I hear what the men are saying. It's becoming way more apparent to me that the men, we got to take a larger L in this situation. Yeah. Like, we really do. Like, we got a lot to hold ourselves accountable for, and why all of this stuff is all out of whack and all messed up. But that piece is not always talked about. Like, I know a lot of times the focus is around what the ladies are doing, what they not doing. But it's like I don't feel like we have enough conversation about where the men is going wrong and what they not doing. You know what I'm saying? While we see cats out here, trying to put on these fronts or these images, or they come up on these panels, they want to tough talk. But it's like, for me, it's starting to reveal a lot of that's because cats is trying to hide stuff. Yeah, they got problems in the background, but they try to shield it you know what I'm saying, using this social media and using these panels and just, you know what I'm saying, just out here shucking and jiving. That's what I call it. But yeah, what you think about that, Herschel, man? Where you think we at, man? Where you think this is, like, where we going wrong, man? What you think about that, man?
It's really complex, man. I feel like we need to have like actually like a college course. You know what I'm saying? Where it needs to be like a syllabus like broken down, like an outline where we talk about different sections each time because you can't cover all of it in one sitting. You know what I'm saying? So because everything you named, I say all of the above and then some. You know, I feel like because it's a spectrum. There's so many different things where like some may have one of those things, somebody else has another one of those things, and somebody might have all those things that you named. You know, and because it has a lot to, but it's uprooted from even the from the beginning of the foundation of this country. You know, and from the whole slavery stuff. You know, from making us fight against each other. You know, for who wants to be the house Negro versus the field Negro, you know, and that thing. So is all that stuff deeply rooted. On top of that, too, like I'll fast forward to now. I feel like currently we're kind of like born into this like problem because of our color. You know what I'm saying? Like being like you know, most black men are born into like discrimination or mistreatment from day one. I mean, my whole life I can recall being treated funny or differently because of my color. You know, even to this very day, I'll go into a store. Like I say, I'll go to like a grocery store and they have the greeters and say I'm walking in like 5 seconds before like another. I'll just say a Caucasian male or something or a female or whatever, and the greeter will they'll sit there and just look at me like I'm like I don't exist, and then like literally make a point to say, "Welcome to so and so" to the person right behind me. You know that type of deal. So we're kind of like we're being mistreated like from day one. We have a lot of anger inside that we're not able to get out and address. On top of all the things that we like, they have the broken families. Some of us not having our fathers. Some of our fathers have passed away. Some of we never even knew who they are. Some of them, I've had clients where their father been around them their whole life, but they never like he was like down the street around the corner, and they never knew who was their father was until their adulthood, and they realized that guy that I used to see all the time. That was my dad. So we have all these type. It's so many issues, man, that we have, and not just black men. Other races have it too, but you know, since we're talking about us today, you know, that's something I think again we have to like take it in sections. Like we have to have like a period we talk about that piece. We have to have a period talking about abuse. We have to have a period we talk about you know, how we treat our mothers, how our mothers raise the kids. It's so many things, man, and it's like we gotta it's hard you gotta pick it apart, but it's like, you know, a lot of times everybody says like it's kinda it's a done deal. It's hard, it's so difficult. It is, it's so complex, man. You know, we literally need somebody to have like an outline for us to point out and highlight all these things and to literally pinpoint it and address it and have people talk about it. But when we do talk about it, we get shadow banned, unfortunately, on social media. I know I do. I know when I try to post positive things, I don't get any views or any likes or anything. But then when I post some like silly or something comical or something that's irrelevant or just something about my son, I get all type of likes and all type of views and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's a system too. It's a system that's keeping us this way as well. So I'll pause for a minute. You know, let y'all. You know, what's up, Vince?
What's going on, gentlemen?
How you doing, man? You all right, man?
Good, good. I missed the topic in the top of the show. If you want to read,
Yeah, no. So we just talking. Let's say what's wrong with black men, man. So let's say you was here last night. You know what I'm saying? You saw what was going on, and let's say it. You know, like I was telling Hirsch, man, I've been thinking about that all day. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm seeing more and more examples of of why black men got to hold themselves accountable to a lot of this nonsense that's going on. Yeah, like I said, like I was telling Hirsch, I know a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we put the focus on what the women are doing and what they not doing. But, we don't talk as much about what the fellas ain't doing, you know what I'm saying, and what they are doing out here and how it's causing problems and how it is, you know what I'm saying, destroying families and how it's damaging sons and how it's scarring daughters and, how it's disrespecting and scouring our women. And like, I'm starting to see we got more of an L to take in this situation than we want to let on. You know what I'm saying? And I know we always talk accountability to the women, but it's like, are we doing that ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Are we holding ourselves accountable? You know what I'm saying? When we see a lot of this stuff that's going on out here, because we play a big part in this stuff, right? So yeah, like I said, I wanted to have a conversation. I wanted to get some grown men on the panel, man, and just try to get down to the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? I was asking Hirsch, is it really stemming out of the sons being just raised by the single mom? Is it stemming out of the fathers not being in the household? Is it stemming out of the fathers being in the household but not actually being, active in the son's life? Like, so yeah, I'm trying to get down to what's actually happening, to try to figure out how to help us turn a corner or move better. Yeah, like I said, it's at the point now, it's like we can't even have genuine respect for our women. Like, and I'm not trying to be on here on some, this ain't no cape type stuff. Like this some grown man stuff. Like at the end of the day, like I said, you at some point as a grown man, you got to take some ownership. Yeah, you got to take some ownership and be like, you know what, hey, I see all this stuff going wrong around me, but how much of that is because of me? And I'm just not owning it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what you I don't know, Vince, what you say on that, man? What you what you thinking, man?
You know me, man. I always think that it starts with our culture, and I think that us as men, we have to understand that we are not the default parent. I think a lot of men don't even understand their value. I know I didn't, and I'm glad that we got Hirsch on because I know Hirsch has taken the responsibility of raising his son in the household with him. A lot of men won't do that. Most men don't understand the value of that because I know I didn't. I thought, you know what, I see my kids on the weekend, I have them during the summer, I didn't have a dad, so I'm giving them more than what I had, and I'm feeling that it's okay. And a lot of us, we don't see the results until these kids are grown, men and women. And then we understand that, you know what, they miss something, especially with our men. They miss responsibility. The number one thing is responsibility. They miss the responsibility that falls on men's shoulders. That's why a lot of these men, they talking about, what, I want 50-50, they talking about, well, if she leave me, she gonna take everything and they don't have nothing anyway. It used to be a time when we as men took responsibility for what we did. There was a time if you got a woman pregnant, you married her. That baby was not only the baby, but that woman was your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It was okay. You got her pregnant now. You got to take care of her and the baby. You know what I'm saying? That's the responsibility that men took. So, just like I always say, man, until we get this family situation together, and then, man, we got to understand our culture is trash right now, man. If you look at society and entertainment, and they praising prostitutes and booty out, and man, I'm here in Orlando and I see more of these blonde wigs and these women with clothes too small, and these guys walk around with this nappy hair smelling like a pound of weed, and ain't none of them working nowhere. Everywhere I go is another race of people working. I'm like, where are the African Americans working? If you go into the malls and to the restaurants, and we ain't nowhere. You know, so I think, man, until men and 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 I'm gonna say something crazy. I
Good.
think if you are a single father and you got a son, I think we've seen what single women have done with our men. Give these boys to their fathers. He'll struggle just like you struggle. It's not like you got a whole village and you all set. Give them to their daddies. Well, he not going. We'll give it to him. Give him and let's see the results. I'm talking about it. I'm not talking about 12 and 13 years old because it's too late then because they like to do that after they feel like they can't handle him no more and he
Yeah.
go to talking crazy. Now you want to give him to the daddy at 12 and 13. And then as soon as he choke his ass out and he call crying, oh, bring me back my baby. I'm talking about give them to these men at like 5. When they get off the titty, give them to their fathers. And let's see how that works.
Yeah.
If you're in a single situation.
Yeah.
Right. No, I understand that, man. No, I appreciate that. Let me ask this, because I know, Herschel, you were saying that it's complex, right? So we got a lot of pieces, you know what I'm saying? That's, a lot of pieces that's included in the overall problem, right? We got a whole bunch of pieces in there, right? Can it even be fixed? Like, honestly, can it even be fixed at this point?
My opinion, in our lifetime, I don't see it
Okay.
be in our generation because of all like the way it's going. We have so many things, so many weapons against us, like Vince was just saying, like what he just described is what we're seeing all day on social media, on the phones, on TV. I'm just like they're normalizing these I'm like these bachelor shows where I'm just seeing like these guys where they have this guy, they're dating multiple women, you know what I'm saying, to pick the one and they're kissing one and they're going to kiss the other one and all this and they're normalizing this. People are loving and gravitating and watching this and it's it's like it's all it's like warfare. It's an attack. You know what I'm saying? And it's like and again the people that have the control to put the messages out, they're putting out what they want to put out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So like until like black men own have power of broadcasting to broadcast what you want to put out there, we're not really gonna go anywhere because like I said like earlier that you have to sift through it, but there's positive stuff all the time. People are putting positive things out there, but it's not being put out there in the mainstream. And it's encouraging, like even like with the welfare system, like where we're encouraging the mothers to not have a home with the father. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get penalized if you do have the dad in the house, So it's too many things that are pieced together where it's like a survival of the fittest. So like the evolution thing, you know what I'm saying? Like the ones that will get it, they'll get through it. But the majority, unfortunately, the majority are sheep, and like even like watching this podcast, somebody would probably have something derogatory to say about this. And we're trying to do something positive, but they'll probably say something negative about this. Talking about, wait, what? Why is it about to be black males? Why, and it's like we've been struggling our whole lives. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can't even have this. We can't even have this platform to do this. But
Yeah, but
unfortunately,
that's
like I'm an optimistic person, but unfortunately, I'm also a realist too. So it's like, I don't know. I think Vince would probably agree with me on that too. I don't know. But, yeah.
but he, but
I
that
don't
part
think
right
it
there
can be
though.
fixed.
Go ahead, Vince. Go ahead.
I don't think it can be fixed
Mm.
because we don't even see it as a problem.
Yep.
And we love mess. We don't want to even see nothing positive. If you look at the even the society and the movies that put black men in a positive light, they don't do that great at the box office.
Yeah.
They don't want to see that. They want to see the Tyler Perry, girl, he broke me down, girl, he left me, the rich man left me for the white woman, he beating on me, and I got to, the garbage man that came and saved the day.
Uh-huh.
They want the strong black woman. They don't want the strong black man because that's controlling and that they losing themselves. And I gotta put. It's the inmates have took over the asylum. We used to look at our elders for wisdom. I grew up in the church, so we looked at the elders of the church, the men of the church, and we respected them. They were figures of authority. They could tell us, look, son, take your hat off. Son, pull your pants up. Son, you're not doing the right thing. And at least we would listen. At least we would be respectful.
Uh-huh.
But this generation, they don't even listen. They're not respectful. They don't care. And then I also think the people that haven't figured out are silent. They don't even want to smoke.
Yeah.
They'd rather just go in their corner and live their wonderful lives and raise their kids and try to find their own village. They feel like these people ain't gonna listen. They don't want to listen. So
Yeah. No, I feel that. I hate that it's, what I'm saying, I hate that that's got to be the I hate that that's got to be the mindset, because for me it almost comes off now like men are almost scared to be men. Like they don't even want to take their position. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want what comes with being a man. Like we don't even look at it with the level of honor that it used to have. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have seen, older men around us, we used to watch them move, watch how they was clean and how they carried themselves and how they handled biz. And it's like, oh, I can't wait till it's my turn. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get my man on. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to do what I saw Unc doing, or I saw Pops doing, or Granddaddy, whoever it was. But it's like now today, we don't even want we don't even want to be the men that we need to be. Like we just okay, just falling back. We just okay with status quo. And I'm just like, where did this all break down? Like where do we lose that? Like, where do we lose, like you was just talking, Vince, about, you know what I'm saying, the gentleman in the church and the level of authority and the young fellas having a level of respect for their authority. Like, when did we lose all of this? Like, how did all this just disappear? And I can't say it's overnight, but I'm just like, where did it go? Yep. And why are not more men trying to fight to get it back? Like, how we just falling into the fold like we okay? Because I know at the end of the day, because this is my thing, man. I know a lot of cats would try to grin and bear it out here. Yeah, they just try to grin and act like everything good, but deep down inside, we know everything ain't good. Yeah, we know the situation ain't sitting well with our women. We know the situations with our young sons ain't where it need to be. But it's like we just fall back, and I'm just like, how do we expect to ever turn the corner if we just want to take this position now, just falling back and just accepting it the way it is? Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure it out, because I said my goal is always to help turn the corner. But it's like if we at a point where it's almost like we got a lot of cats out here who are, let's just call it what it is, defeated, or don't even want to play their position, then it's like, how do you work with that? Like what can you do with that? So yeah, I'm just trying to understand it, man. Just like I said, just on some grown stuff, just trying to understand. Is it still an opportunity to turn the corner, or is it just over? Like I can't accept that it's just over. I know y'all telling me that. I can't accept that. Yeah, I can't accept that. It's gotta be something.
Well, I'm gonna say this though. I'll say I guess on a positive note, what I'll say is this is what gets me going every day. Um, I I think we still can reach people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's still a win. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're not gonna solve the complete problem, but like even like this show right here, it's gonna be probably somebody on YouTube or somebody somewhere that saw this for the first time, and it's gonna change their life. And that
Right.
one
I agree.
person is worth it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And like if we keep doing it, some people hear what was being said and people learn, and some people get like majority may not, but there are people that will. Like even like what I do for therapy. So like when I get up every day and I get on and see my clients, my intention is like I want to change a life. You know what I'm saying? I want to make an impact. And it may not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna change the whole world, you know what I'm saying? But at least the people that I'm servicing or I'm dealing with, I'm gonna try to do the best I can to reach them in however way and try to impact their life. And then it can probably be like a domino effect where they change, they say, oh yeah, my therapist said this, or I've learned from this and that, and they pass it on and pass it on. So it can we can still we're still reaching people, and people are improving and changing. But as far as like as a whole, that's what we're saying. Like it's like no, I mean it's not going to be like we are as a unit, whole group. Be like this is how we do now. This is what we are. I don't see that, but there are going to be people that are going to be affected and changed by it. And, again, like I said earlier, survival of the fittest. So not everybody can go.
Right. No, and I agree. Yeah, no, I agree. No, I definitely take that position. The reach is there. So like I said, we already know that we can affect, we can grab some individuals, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? If I can get to one or two folks to get them to look at what they're doing and say, you know what, I might need to let me switch that up. Yeah, my man, he made a good point. Let me switch that up. Then I definitely will take that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always hoping that there is more. Yeah, because I don't think that we understand. I don't think we fully grasp the road that we're going down. Yep, I don't think we fully grasp it. Like I don't think we understand when the men are out of place, how it dominoes down through the whole family. Yeah, I don't think we don't truly get that. Yeah, when the man is out of place, and I know Vince can speak to this, you know what I'm saying, as a married man, when the father is out of place, it dominoes through the wife, through the kids, it go all the way down. Yeah, and it's like I don't think we as men today we don't understand the importance of why we're here and what we're supposed to be doing. So yeah, I don't know, man. We got to figure something out. Yeah, we got to figure something out. Listen, I know we're gonna be able to get some individuals, man, but I'm trying to figure out how to drive the point, you know what I'm saying, to fellas of the role that we actually play. Yep, I know a lot of folks today have absorbed that, men is just here for their financial, resources and all of this, but yeah, men are here for way more than that. Yeah, there's the structure that comes out of men. There's leadership that comes out of men. There's safety that comes out of men. There's admiration, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're a father that has daughters. Like there's admiration and respect that comes out of men to young girls as they start out. So they then move a certain way when it comes to men as they get older. Like there's so many things that come out of men as to why we're here. But yeah, we just don't. It's like we don't understand it. Yeah, we don't understand it. We don't respect it. I don't know. But yeah, I think we got to figure this out because I said this thing to me is collapsing. Yeah, but like I said, just based on some of the stuff that happened yesterday, man, it is collapsing. Yep, and fellas are, yeah, we MIA out here, man. Unless we just got to figure this out. Let me check back with Vince, man. You want to say anything else? You good right now, man?
Yeah, man. Sorry about my Wi-Fi, man. I'm out here at this resort. I'm trying to get on their Wi-Fi and trying to get a nice little spot,
Yeah.
but I'm off and on.
It's all good,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But what I want to say is, the thing that I try to do, I try to talk to the young brothers. Uh, I'm in spaces, with a few young men. I go to the gym.
Mhm.
I go certain places, and I can see, when young men are watching me. They watching me. Especially if I'm with my wife, they watching me. Or if I'm with my kids, they watching me. And sometimes, I can hear in conversation, what they be talking about, and I'll just give them a word of wisdom. And the one thing that I try to tell the young men is, get yourself together. Get yourself together before you get serious with a woman, before you have these kids. You'll have a better result. Understand your purpose. Get into your purpose. Get into your passion. Get into who you are. Because a lot of our young men, they go from their mama's house to their girlfriend's house, and that's when the roads start going downhill. Cause they moved in with the girlfriend because you know we gonna split the rent. And I'm tired of mama, and then if you living together, you're gonna be sexy and you ain't gonna use no protection, and then here come the baby, and then that's when things get real. And then I try to tell them, how to kind of set it up after the bay. I said, you better go down there and get your stuff. They don't want to do that either because they scared, and it's just, we waste a lot of time trying to get ourselves together because I know I did, wasted a long time trying to get myself together, like 20 something years, you know. And I wish I had somebody like me to tell me, these women will be there. Get yourself together. Then I also think that when you're raised around, you know, this was um, kind of glaring to me when I got to college, and I seen a lot of my male counterpart friends who had families and ones that didn't, and the men that didn't have their fathers, they were more prone to be in a lot of relationships. They
Mhm.
had to always have a girlfriend. The guys who have strong fathers, they could take it or leave it. She there today. I'm here trying to get my schoolwork. I'm not trying to, you know. But the ones who mamified kept a girlfriend up under them. Couldn't be without a girlfriend. And I think that's the problem too with a lot of our boys is that they're henpecked. They gotta have a girlfriend. They gotta have some woman. Instead of being like a Spartan, I always say that was a good movie because they took the young men, they put them into in the training. They didn't have no woman, they didn't have no mama. It was just them and the world,
Yeah.
and they figured it out. Then they came back as warriors, and I think
Right.
that's a good analogy
Yep.
of how our men should be. But I see so many of these guys. They gotta have a woman. They can't just. I said these women gonna be there. I'm telling you, get your money right. You gonna have them. They'll be falling at your feet. But it is what it is.
Yeah, they weak to it. Yeah, as I said, it's almost like a level of weakness. Like you said, they can't turn it down, they can't turn it away, not knowing that, what I'm saying, a lot of that is, let's be honest, a lot of them situations is what destroys a lot of fellas out here.
Hmm.
Yep, it's what literally destroys you and sets you off in the wrong direction. Yep, and then you become an adult man, and then those traumas and those issues and those experiences then come out. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to get into a serious relationship or when you're trying to get married and so forth. So yeah, there has to be a larger level of discipline, a larger level of control. Yeah, we all this weakness. Cause I said there's so much of that going on these days. Fellas today, it's like they so weak, they so soft. And I'm just like, where is all this coming from? Like this not even it's not even supposed to be your natural makeup. But it's like this stuff has just become so normal and we see it play out. Yeah, fellas can't even, once again, going back to last night, can't even have a civilized conversation with a young lady without getting off into this old feminine stuff. Like, yeah, it's just it's wild to me, man. But yeah, I didn't want to hold y'all on here long, man. Like I said, I just wanted to touch some of these things because, like I said, just looking at what I saw last night, thinking about as fellas where we going wrong and how much accountability we need to be taking in these situations and for the things that are going wrong, you know what I'm saying, as it relates to our relationships and families and all of that. Yeah, I just more clearly see we play a larger, or we got to hold a larger L in these situations. Yep, it's not all on the females. And don't get me wrong, I said it's a lot of nonsense going on out here. So we gonna keep it a buck. But yeah, for some of this, fellas been getting the pass.
Well, remember though,
go ahead.
I'm gonna say, well, remember though, like with a lot of these females we're talking about, a lot of their problem is because no daddy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? No man. So it goes back to the man again, like you're saying. So
no, that's facts. Yeah, that's facts. And that's why I said we gotta take a larger L in this situation. Yeah, we complaining. And I said, once again, I know we say some of this stuff to the females, but as men, we be complaining about the same females we help create. Yeah, we literally had an active role in creating some of these females we complaining about. Yeah, to your point, Hirsch, we wasn't there when we were supposed to be there. So now this is what the young lady has turned into. Yeah, the fellas wasn't, you know what I'm saying, setting the tone and setting the structure when she was young. So now this is what she's turned into. So yeah, we got to own some of this stuff, man. Like I said, this ain't just on the ladies. Like I said, the fellas got an L to hold in this situation too. And like I said, I got a chance to see some things. And it's just got me thinking and reflecting like, yeah, we had fought for a good chunk of this as well. The last thing I want to touch, man, then we're going to get up out of here. I said, I ain't going all night. I ain't trying to tie y'all time up all night. This topic of this disrespect, man. Give me your honest opinion. Where do y'all think that is coming from? Yeah, where do you think the disrespect between the men and the women, and I'm just basing this on what we saw last night, where do you think that's coming from? Is that coming out of the... Go ahead, Vince.
I think it's home training. I don't even think that he thought it was respectful. I don't even think it came across his mind. And he seemed, if you let people talk long enough, you kind of see that the problem is them. They put it on a lot of different stuff, but, if he looked in the mirror, he can, he was the problem. Because he was very combative as a man. And, it seemed like he just couldn't be quiet.
Yeah.
And that's not a good trait to have as a man. Like he was, and I hate to use it because he was kind of sassy. And I hate to use that because sometimes it don't apply.
Right.
But it might apply on this one because he just couldn't be quiet.
Yeah.
Just let her finish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but I don't even think that, because some of these weirdos that, man, and he's probably very intellectual, probably very smart, but he's probably socially awkward.
Yeah.
And so he just don't want to realize, well, look, maybe I'm just a little socially awkward and I need to maybe, I don't even know what you can do about being socially awkward.
No,
I guess you just find somebody socially awkward like you and just go down the road.
Yep.
I don't know. They might be bumping heads. I don't know, Vince. I don't know. Herschel, what you say, man?
So I'm gonna speak on the guy and the situation from last night. I'll just speak on that piece because I agree with Vince with that because people don't really know, if it's a problem, but his situation, I think, man. I mean, I dove into a little bit last night when I said I feel like he has some issues. Like, how they like the phrase when they say that sometimes the ladies have daddy issues and that type of. I think he has mama issues or he has something going on deeper where I think it struck a nerve when he saw a woman like defend herself or speak up or say something to him or challenge him or even just have an opinion. Then the other thing I think is that I'm noticing there's an influence right now, because I get on my feed a lot on Facebook and stuff. I get these little feeds of these other podcasts of these men, like like the Fresh and Fits and all those other type of things.
Oh
Where the
yeah,
men are round tables where it's like one couple guys and there's a bunch of ladies, and they're like pretty much the guys are very sometimes they're speaking some things that are factual that the women need to hear, but a lot of times they're being like rude and disrespectful to the women, and they're like just putting the ladies on there just to like put them on blast, and like.
right.
And so what I saw yesterday, it seemed like I think that he was waiting for his chance to get on the podcast and to do that very same thing, to over talk a woman and try to prove her wrong or try to say something, And I think that, and so he just like went with it and started running with it, because it seemed like it was like he was getting addicted to it, like he just wanted to do it. Like it was like I'm sitting after the first couple of times, you didn't get the hint, like chill out. Like he just was just going in. You know what I'm saying? And then going in harder on her than he was with the rest of the, the people on the panel.
Right.
He was being rude and disrespectful to y'all, but he just it was a little slightly different when it came to the woman on the panel, But I think he was like, that's what I'm saying, like the influences like out here, the stuff that we watching and we seeing, like it's like it probably was glamorized. He probably wanted his day to shine to be able to do that. And like you never know. He probably recorded that. He might replay that one. Or repost it like like he like proud of it or something. You never know. But either way it goes, yeah, it was too. It was too much sassiness for me too, man. I agree. It was like you. I don't like to be using profanity and stuff like that, but like usually what we say it was bitch made. That's just like that's just what that's what I felt. That's why I didn't even entertain. Even when he said some things that was funny, I just kept a stonewall face, because I was like, I wasn't even entertaining none of that. And I'm like, come on, bro, just get out of here. You're garbage. You're a clown. Like don't come on like. Just because me and you, Quay, have a history, school and all that back in the day. If I'm coming on your podcast, this is not mine. You know what I'm saying? This is yours. So I'm gonna treat it with the utmost respect. And I hope I've been doing that ever since day one. You know what I'm saying? Like I speak when I need to speak or when spoken to. I don't interject. I don't mean we trying to create like debates like crazy. You know what I'm saying? This was just a level of respect you have to just have. You know what I'm saying? You can have like that whole entertainment piece, but this ain't if you watch this thing regularly, this ain't the type of places like this is like this is a podcast with class, in my opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's class. I mean, we have our moments, with the jokes and stuff and that, but overall, we ain't like these other people that be over here eating slices of pizza and stuff like that while and talking with their mouth full and half dressed and talking all crazy and cussing all up a storm all the time. We say things with substance and we're respectful. We respectfully disagree with things. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's how he should know. You got to come correct when you come on this thing. But
right.
I'm gonna leave it with that though. But I unfortunately he not gonna. I don't think he's gonna get it. He ain't gonna learn. He'll be doing it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Been doing it all his life.
Yeah, well, it kind of goes back to the old adage of you can disagree and not be disagreeable. He was disagreeable.
Yeah.
Because me and Chloe butt heads all the time, but we disagree, but we're not disagreeable.
Right.
And sometimes I cut her off, she'd cut me off, and we'd just say, okay, let's just move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But he was just being disagreeable. He just wanted to come over here, and then some people just think they're just smarter than the average bear.
Yeah.
I just want to show you that, I'm smart and can't get a woman.
Man, you already know. You already know, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah, no, it is sad, man. That's like I said, that's really what was resonating with me, from yesterday to today, man. Like I said, just sad and disappointing, man. And to your point, Herschel, to your point, we do try to keep the platform classy, you know what I'm saying? I tried to articulate that last night. Like we try to do it respectfully, you know what I'm saying? We try to give folks, the opportunity to talk, you know what I'm saying, get their points out, express themselves. I mean, that's why we put this whole thing together. But it's like you gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect what we're providing. Yeah, but let's say if you can't do that, let's say this is not the place for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, my man is not welcome back, and it just is what it is. But yeah, the disrespect, we can't do that. Yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, we don't understand the type of effect that has. Yeah, but especially not doing it to the woman who looks just like you. Like, that mess ain't cool, and it ain't gonna never be cool. Yeah, but it's never gonna be respected by real men. Yeah, real men don't respect disrespectful cats. Like, they don't. Yep, they're not gonna want to kick it with you. They ain't gonna want to do no business with you. Like, they don't respect you. Yeah, so for the fellas out here who want to, disrespect the black women and all that, trust and believe the real cats taking note. Yep, and they're not gonna play with you like that. So yeah, man, we gotta make some changes, man. But we're gonna get on up out of here, man. I ain't dragging this out, man. I appreciate y'all hopping on with me, man. Just on some grown man stuff, man. Just to chop it up, get y'all perspectives, get y'all opinions, man. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do, man. I don't know if y'all want to say anything just to close out before we get up out of here, man. I'm just, if anything on your chest, say what you want to say, and we go on, man. Go ahead, Vince. I saw you come on. Go ahead.
Man, I'll just holler at y'all Wednesday and to get back to my vacation.
Appreciate you, man. I said, tell the family I said what's up. I appreciate them letting you hop on, man.
Yes, sir. Because Remy was like, "Don't be in that loud." kids trying to go to sleep.
Tell Remy, I appreciate it, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of that, man.
All right, now catch y'all later.
All right,
brother. All right, Herschel. I don't know if you want to say anything else. Are you good, man?
Just one thing I'll just say, like, I love to like end on a note of like, of encouragement and, inspiration. So I'll say something for you to look forward to, man. Like, this is what I tell myself, man, every day. Well, not like every day, just, I subconsciously, I feel like, there was only one Messiah, you know what I'm saying? Like, like for me, I believe in Christ, Jesus, whatever. And I feel like that's the only one that really could change the world or whatever. That's too much for me to bear. I can never fit those shoes and do that. So I think so as far as my Heavenly Father, what He expects of me is, as long as I make sure my household is together and intact, and I can be a good image for other people to see and witness, and I can spread the word, I'm doing my part, and that's all you can really do, man. So for you, as long as you and your household, you guys are together, you doing what you're supposed to be doing, you when the judgment day comes or judgment time, whatever, you're fine. And unfortunately, we got to realize that everybody has that choice. Everybody has that free will. Not everybody's going to take it. Not everybody's going to do it. And we can't, unfortunately, we can't worry about the masses, man. We got to focus on this circle, our circle, and hopefully it spreads, because it's generational things. How the other generational curses that came before us, we can create generational blessings going forward. And that will be passed down. So that's why I said our lifetime. So I feel like in a few other lifetimes after we're gone, they're going to be doing stuff that, that we did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say one quick thing to kind of give you like an analogy about how that works or how life works. So I don't know if you know, back when we went to Lathrop, right, in high school, I drove a tracker, right, and we used to have our little student parking lot. I had my spot. And I don't know if everybody, whoever remember or whatever, they knew it was right by the gym or whatever. It was right by the little. I would back my car in a certain way. I would back my car in right at the front, be able to walk in. And nobody used that spot. It was my spot, whatever. And I was like the only one that was really doing that, like the backing in parking in that area. I like look years later, and I can drive to this very day, man. I'll drive past that school, and I'll see somebody backed in that spot, that same spot. So I'm guessing that one, like say, because I was a 97, so I'm guessing one of the whoever was a 98, or but you know when they say, well, when he leave, I'm about to use that. I'm gonna take that spot. It's gonna be my spot. This and that, and then so it was passed on, passed on, passed on. So even like 20 plus 30 years later, I'm seeing people still doing that. So that goes to show that like what you do can be passed down whether it's good or bad. So that's just for our households. Just do your part. You know, really, instill in the kids that we have. If you have children, and
Sure.
it's gonna work. In there, it's gonna pass down. Eventually, it'll trickle down and spread like a root. You know what I'm saying? Like a root does. So that's as far as some encouragement.
No, I appreciate that, man. No, I said you're right. I said if the foundation is laid, man, I said somebody's gonna follow. It may not be as many as you want or as many as you hoping for, but somebody is going to follow. Somebody's going to see it. Somebody is paying attention. Somebody is going to replicate it at some point. So no, you spot on with that, man. Like I said, that was a great example, man. But man, appreciate you hopping on with me, Hirsch. Like I said, shout out to my guy Vince, who was on just shortly a minute ago, man. Appreciate y'all supporting me, man. Hold me down on this last minute. But yeah, I just think it needed to be said, and I think the conversation needed to be had. And I said, hopefully somebody will watch or is watching this and will leave this conversation and make some changes, move in a better direction for you and your family, your relationships, or whatever it is. But yeah, we just, man, as men, we got work to do. We got to do better. We got to have a higher level of respect for our women. And we got to be able to converse with a certain level of maturity. Yeah, but we got to move as men. Yeah, we got to move as men. But man, appreciate you, bro. We're going to get on up out of here, man. So let's say shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Shout out to all the viewers, man. If you haven't already, smash that like button. For all my YouTube folks, hit that subscribe. My Facebook folks, smash that like button for us, man. That's how we get seen. So hit them like buttons for us. And that helps us get seen by the masses so we can get this out to as many of our people as possible. Man, with that being said, man, we're going to catch y'all next Wednesday at our normally scheduled slot. And with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. So we'll catch y'all then.